Hey everyone, it's Lars here, and welcome back to Virtual Paddock. Today I want to talk about tracks, and specifically my favorite tracks. Now I'm approaching this purely from a sim driving perspective, so it's not about which circuits provide entertaining racing. Though I will say that I also tend to enjoy watching races on circuits that I like to drive in the sim. Anyway, here's my top 5 favorite tracks. Let's go. At number 5 is the Autodromo José Carlos Pache, better known as Interlagos. Now, for some reason, I hadn't actually driven this circuit that much until pretty recently. Obviously, I did know the layout and I drove it occasionally, but in the last 2 weeks I've been driving it a lot more. And it is a fantastic circuit to drive, with great flow. Starts with a heavy braking zone downhill into the center S, really challenging to get it right. Then through the infield you need to find a good line to connect all the tight corners, and get the car straight in time for the braking zones. Plus there's undulations throughout, so what's not to love about this track? At number 4, I've got Sebring. Now, Sebring is actually kind of an unusual one for me to like, because usually I prefer tracks with at least some elevation change, whereas Sebring is completely flat. But what I love about this track is that it still has an old school feel. And that does bring a few challenges with it. Not only some of the incredibly bumpy sections like Sunset Bend, but it can also make it harder than other tracks to really see the corners properly. Though in my case, that's actually helped me with using my vision correctly. So I guess I could say that this track helped me develop as a driver. At number 3, I've got the Algarve International Circuit. The first time I heard of this track was actually in sim racing. I learned about this track through Race Room. I used to do a lot of races there in GT3 and Formula 4 cars. Now, I've already mentioned that I like tracks with elevation change. And well, this track turns it up to 11. You get some massive drops, compressions, crests. Some of the corners are completely blind and makes the whole track quite a roller coaster. And it's just got an amazing flow to it, so I keep coming back to this track. Number 2 is the good old Nürburgring Nordschleife. Probably the track that I've driven most on this channel. And in fact, the Porsche 962 on the Nordschleife in the Assetto Corsa is probably my overall favorite combination in sim racing. But honestly, every car is fun on the Nordschleife. There's a reason that nearly every sim has this track. Simply because it's just an amazing track in every way. It's got all kinds of corners, more than 300 meters of elevation change from highest to lowest. You get some places where the cars actually jump. And then there's the length, it's 20.8 kilometers long, which makes it the longest circuit I still know by heart. It's definitely one of the most difficult tracks I know, but that just makes it so much more rewarding when you get a good lap. And finally, my favorite track to drive in sim racing is Kyalami. I've had some absolutely fantastic races there in ACC. The 24 back in February this year. Last year we already did a 6-hour race there. And a bunch of sprints as well. But it's also one of my go-to circuits in Assetto Corsa. In fact, whenever I try a new car, this is usually one of the first tracks that I take it to. I absolutely love the layout, each sector has a different character and just flows incredibly well. Then you get elevation change, which you know I love, and it's also got some good overtaking spots. Now I know that it's currently only FIA Grade 2, but I really think that F1 should return to Kyalami at some point. I hope it's possible to make a Grade 1. I really enjoyed driving the RSS Formula Hybrid 2021 there earlier this year, and it just makes me want to see F1 there in real life. Alright, so those are my favorite tracks to drive in sim racing. I'm curious to hear what yours are. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and want to see more content like this, be sure to click like and subscribe. So, till next time, use the downforce, and see you soon.